So the box office for the weekend, Blue Beetle debuts at number one with 25.4 million. Barbie at second with 21.5 million, just dropping 36.5% for 567 million in total. Oppenheimer is third, dropped 43.7% for 10.6 million on the weekend. That's sitting at 285 million in total. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, still a mouthful to say, that came in at fourth, dropped 45% for 8.4 million, and that's sitting at 88 million. Strays debuted at 8.3 million in the fifth spot. Some milestones for the weekend. Oppenheimer got an interesting record. Highest grossing movie to never hit number one. It beat the movie Sing, the animated singing animals movie. That had 270 million in total, and Oppenheimer is at 285, and it's never hit number one. So yeah, interesting record there. Oppenheimer also tops Interstellar for Nolan's fourth biggest movie. It's sitting below The Dark Knight Rises, The Dark Knight, and Inception. Elemental beats Across the Spider-Verse internationally with 458 million worldwide. Talk to Me has now made 10 times its budget with 46 million. Barbie is sitting at 1.27 billion, less than 100 million away from the Super Mario Bros. Movie for the box office crown for this year. And Barbie also Warner Brothers' biggest film all time domestically. So yeah, man, what do you make of this weekend and some of those milestones there?
Yeah, Blue Beetle is about what everyone was expecting, especially you. I think you got it right on the money, right? 25 million.
Yeah, around the 24 to 26 mark, I said.
Yeah, so there's no surprises to that. I think it's maybe because of the DC brand and the unknown character of Blue Beetle, which is why barely anyone showed up to it. But that's pretty decent considering their circumstances.
Mm,
Like with Shazam, at least they had like a movie to build up towards, and it's more popular than Blue Beetle. But the fact that Blue Beetle did this, I think it's a win for DC.
yeah.
For the new DCU, and hopefully can have some decent legs overall.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of the milestones. That first one from Oppenheimer is like one that no one really wants, eh?
Yeah.
Like never hitting number one, but like being the highest grossing movie as well. That's
It's
insane.
still, yeah, it's just quite an impressive record to get to like nearly 300 million without ever hitting like the number one spot.
Yeah, crazy.
Uh,
Elemental beating Across the Spider-Verse, that's somewhat surprising, but then not surprising at the same time. Just goes to
mm,
show that that film had insane legs since its opening weekend and is a huge
yeah.
one for Pixar, regardless of how much
Mm-hmm.
money it made. Talk to Me,
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna get more sequels now after that. 10 times its budget. That's insane for like a indie horror film. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, all the rest is pretty much stock standard. Come next
Mm,
week. Barbie will probably be the highest grossing film of 23, for sure.
yeah.
Um, and in
I
terms,
don't know.
you don't think
Carry
so?
on, sorry. Yeah.
And Barbie being the biggest Warner Brothers film of all time, domestically, just goes to show the power of a meme and how great that can do for not only just Warner Brothers but Universal as
Mm.
well.
Yeah. Barbie, I mean, I don't think anyone saw Barbie taking away the biggest film for Warner Brothers domestically. I think The Dark Knight is their number one, or it was their number one. But I just think it's nuts that no Warner Brothers movie has gone above what The Dark Knight did. You know,
Is
you,
it
you think
dark?
of Warner Brothers and you think it's like the second biggest Warner Brothers
Yeah.
or second biggest studio. Yeah. So I found that to be the most surprising factor of it. But yeah, Barbie at 1.27 billion. I don't think next week it will, because it only got I got about 21 million this weekend, and then I think it got around like 36 internationally. So when you include the drops and stuff like that, I still think it's pacing for about 1.42 to 1.45 billion by the end of it, which isn't too much above Super Mario Bros, but it will definitely beat it. But I think wait for around that 2 week mark for it to do it. For it to get another 80, 90 million, maybe a bit out of length, but it's definitely possible. Um, but yeah, I think Elemental has just had such a crazy run at the box office. It just continues to just keep going, and it's completely deserved. Pixar needed a win, and I'm glad they're rewarded with a win for a movie that's good and somewhat original. Unlike Lightyear, which lost money because it was horrible and a stupid idea to begin with.
You hate that movie so much.
I've never liked that movie. Ever since I heard about it at D23, I've disliked it. I thought it was the worst idea ever. But yeah, Strays dropping, or not dropping, but debuting at 8.3 million. I did expect a little bit more, something around the 10 to 11 mark. Kind of just goes to show comedy and, being released these days compared to everything else. But yeah, Blue Beetle opening up at the 25 million mark. I think it's okay given the circumstances. And that's it's still a bomb at the end of the day, and we shouldn't shy away from that. But under the circumstances, the DC brand, the DCU, all this kind of stuff, and the fact that it's an unknown character, it's okay. Because I think it got like 44 million worldwide in its opening, and it's open in 65 markets. So most of the marketplace in 45 million opening. It might do less than Shazam. And that's that's yikes for DC. Warner Brothers better be happy they got Barbie this year, man, because my goodness, I don't know if Warner Brothers would be around after it.
It's not
But
looking good for them.
it's not looking good for them, nor is it looking good for Disney or anything else. It's been a tough year for a lot of studios. So